Hello, my lovely ladies, moms. How are you? Today is day 6. Can you believe that today is day 6? I cannot believe it. I hope that you've enjoyed the boot camp so far. We have one more day, day 7, and I've really enjoyed helping you out. And I hope that the worksheets and the Overwhelmed boot camp have helped you. I love feedback, so I'd love to know what you thought about the worksheets, what you thought about the boot camp, anything, because this has really been enlightening for me. And I hope that if you followed along each day that you guys got some benefits. And if you haven't had every day, it is on Facebook. I'm going to keep it on Facebook for a little bit, then I'll put it on Linktree, and then you guys can follow along and see the repeats, the replays, or download the worksheets if you need to. So it'll be a lifelong access if you didn't get all the days. But anyway, so today is day 6, and I posted that I was a queen of this, and it is self-care. Before, I was not the queen. I was on the bottom, the joker, because before I went through my health journey, before I lost weight and changed my mental and physical way of life, I was a people pleaser. I did for everybody else. I did for my family. I would become a victim like I do for everybody else. And then I would sit and sulk and be like, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. It's all about everybody else. It's not about me. Nobody cares about me. And I would just get into this big funk. And then once I started awakening from, the funk and starting my new journey, I realized that I am a priority and I need to nurture myself, and that self-care is so important. And so I became the queen. I started getting facials every 6 weeks. I started watching what I ate. I drank water, and I had a whole routine that really got me out of that funk and made me realize that I need to be a priority, because if I am a priority, then I can take care of everybody else, and I don't fall into that victimization stage. And that's what I want for you guys. So many of us, like for example, we go out with the kids, or we go out for the whole day, and then we come home and everybody's in their own space, and they go take a nap, or they go lay in front of the couch, or they do what they want. But we can't do what we want, right? Because as moms, we come home and we worry about what's for dinner, finishing our errands, or we'll say, okay, we'll come home after we have a great day and we'll do all these other things. And then everybody else just relaxes, but we're exhausted, but we still come home and we, finish up the laundry or make sure everything in the house is fine, and we still have our little chores that we need to do. And then by the time it's dinner time, everybody is like fresh and wants to stay up late, and we're exhausted, right? We get so tired because we haven't taken time out for ourselves, because we don't realize that if everybody else is relaxing, we should take time out for ourselves and relax too, and then the other stuff can be done. But we don't make ourselves a priority. We keep on going and going and going and like to be in control, and we don't distribute the errands either, because we're like, we'll just do it. It's just easier because somebody else is slower than us, or doesn't fold like us, or doesn't cut like us, or doesn't run an errand like us. So we're just like, we'll just do it all. And then we become a victim, and then we become tired, and then self-care is out the door. But I really want you to listen to what I'm about to say. Self-care is a priority. It's not a luxury. A priority, not a luxury. You are a priority. You are number one. If you do not take care of yourself, nobody else will. When people see you taking care of yourself, they will start taking care of you also. When people see that you are standing up for yourself, they will stand up for you also. When you are not feeling well, when you are acting like a victim, when you are sick, when you have those migraines, when you have those shoulder aches, or maybe even stomach cramps, or your bowel isn't right, or whatever is going on with your life, and you're just exhausted, only you know how it feels, right? Nobody else knows how it feels. So, if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be there for everybody else. You're not going to be there for yourself. You're just going to get sick and sick and sick, and it's going to affect your mind and your body and your spirit. So you need to start thinking about yourself. And self-care does not have to be getting your mani, getting your pedi, going for a massage. It can totally, there's so many ways. Like a couple examples would be walk out in nature. Take a bath at home. It doesn't need to be money. Call a friend up. Right? Have a friend come over and have a cup of tea with them. Sit with a cup of tea and look out the window. There are so many things that self-care is, right? And when you do not take care of yourself every day, every other day, it just goes out the window for your well-being, because we need to take time out to rejuvenate and regenerate and make our bodies and our mind just relax. Because just imagine when you go out with your girlfriend for the afternoon and you have a great lunch, when you come home, you can have all the errands, your kids can be screaming, but you don't feel like it's all bogged down and it's all you because you've had time for yourself. So it also changes your attitude and your mind and your shifting, right? Because if you just constantly are a people pleaser and doing for other people, you're actually hurting yourself because you're not being authentic to yourself, because you're doing things that you don't want to. So you're whining about being a people pleaser and you're doing something that your body can't handle. And then you're not being a good person to the other people because you're not doing it with your full heart, right? You need to set boundaries. Boundaries are something, because when people step over your boundaries, then all of a sudden, you're doing stuff that you don't want to do, and that's not self-care either. Self-care is staying in your boundaries. I have a student of, yoga, and she constantly goes over her boundaries, and we've had to talk about, your circle around you. And I talk about this with all my students. We start off when we talk about when people are worried about self-care, not taking care of themselves, we talk about their boundaries, about how we need to make sure that people do not come into your boundary. And if they do, you need to say, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're coming in my circle. So that is another part of self-care. There is so many ways to self-care, but what I want for you to do is to realize that as you're getting older, you cannot postpone self-care. The older you get, the more self-care you need, because your face will start getting wrinkly, your body gets tired. Like, one more example that I love is that when I was younger, I could stay up till 12, 1 o'clock and, watch movies, and it was great. And I used to think, oh, how do these older people go to bed so early? Don't they want to enjoy life? They're so boring. And now that's me. My kids will be like, oh, let's start a movie at 9 o'clock. And I know that that is not right for me, because I have to set my boundaries. And my boundary is around 9:30, 10, I need to be in bed. And that might sound funny for you guys, but a lot of people ask you, how come your face is shiny? How come you're so different? How did you get healthy? But I had to set my boundaries, and I had to start working on self-care. And one of my self-care boundaries was, when I'm tired, I need my 8 hours of sleep. Some of you might need 7, some of you might need 6, but I know that I need 8 hours of sleep. If I don't get my 8 hours, my face, my back, my neck, my whole body just collapses. And I don't feel like the person I should be, and I can't concentrate and give my energy to everybody else because I've depleted my self-care. So today on the worksheet, I want you to write 5 things that you can do for self-care. They don't need to be expensive. Why don't focus on what you can do at home or in your area. 5 things you can do for self-care. Do those 5 things every day, and then report back in the group how you felt and what you did, so everybody else can get ideas, because everybody's like, so what is self-care? What can I do for self-care? And self-care is so many things. Like I said, it's taking care of your inside, your outside, your all around. So it's setting your boundaries, it's doing something for yourself, it's the way you do for other people. Giving to charity, being nice to somebody one day, that's also self-care. So there's a big list of self-care, and I'd love to know what your list is and for you to practice it. So today's work is write down things that you can do for yourself to nurture your body, to embrace yourself, and to make yourself be a priority and number 1, because you are worthy, you are a priority, you are special. And we need to know that, because when we have so many doing things for so many people in the world, and we're people pleasers, and we worry about other people, and we feel guilt, we put ourselves at the bottom. But you should not put yourself at the bottom, because you're at the top, because you are amazing. And if you do not think of self-care as a priority, you need to change your mind shift. It's not a luxury. It's not for those people who are rich. It's not for those moms who are empty nesters. It's not for those people who, have all the time in the world. It's not for those working people. It's not for people who, have husbands who let them do things. It is for every single person. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a working mom, you're a mom with 5 kids, you're a mom with 1 kid at home, you're a mom with no kids, whatever you do, you volunteer, you have all this housework to do. I don't care what it is. Self-care is a priority, not a luxury, and I want to see you doing it. So That's it for day number 6. Stay tuned for day number 7. And for those of you who stayed till the end, this is the bonus. Haha, the bonus. The bonus is part of self-care, I also believe, is taking time out for yourself, which I have talked about. But it's also time to pray, relax, and meditate. So for those of you who have been watching and are watching this number 6, the bonus is a meditation that I have done for you to just lay down and relax. And you can do this any time of day. You can do this every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 10 times a day, whatever you want. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to 40plusflexyandhealthy.com/bonus-meditation. 40plusflexyandhealthy.com/bonus-meditation. One more time, 40plusflexyandhealthy.com/bonus-meditation. And if you did not get that, just DM me and I will give it to you in text or writing. So remember, try this meditation, relax, you're a priority, and you got this.